extreme sadness. Kobe was a great man and a great role model, for the NBA, for his generation, for young black men. Just really extreme sadness with this news today.
Nate, how did you decide to handle it with the team? Is this something you talk about as a group? How do you address it?
Yeah, we will. We were in our meetings when we got the news. It was right after we broke our morning meeting, and guys were going to their rooms, and I got a phone call, a text from my wife. Had I heard the news, and our security, told us about the incident, and so I haven't had an opportunity to address the team about the news. We'll talk about that and then move on and wait for the game.
Nate, do you imagine it'll be hard for the players tonight?
I think, those guys grew up watching Kobe, and for me, I had the opportunity to not only coach against him, but coach him, being an assistant on the Olympic team and winning gold medals with him. I can only speak for me, and it's been really a challenge these last few hours, just thinking about anything else. But we do have a game to play, and we'll get ourselves, get our minds wrapped around getting ready for this game.
What trait sticks out the most about
Just, greatness. As I mentioned, role model. He's a guy that, as he was growing up, I think it was that commercial, I want to be like Mike. And, he wanted to be like Mike. And now he has, young kids saying, I want to be like Kobe. And, just his work ethic, how competitive he was. I had the opportunity, as I mentioned, in 2008, 2012 to, see, those great guys, Kobe and Wade and LeBron and all those guys work. And he really set the example coming in 2008 for how he prepared, how the world respected him. The attention that he got in Beijing. It was unreal to see how those fans there, treated him and respected him.
We always hear about his competitiveness, and we see it on the court and stuff. You get to see it behind the scenes. Is there a scene that you can that pops to your mind of his competitiveness or his work ethic?
Yeah, when I was here in Portland and he lit us up.
65.
Yeah, I've seen it, firsthand. He lit us up, and I remember, he was shooting threes and just on fire. And we had him in a trap, deep corner. He had nowhere to go. Should have passed the ball. He's facing his bench, and he just turns and shoots it, and it goes in. And he really became like Michael in the sense that, when you watched him play, could he do it again? Could he, create that magic again in the fourth quarter? And he did. And, man.
What about when you were back with the Olympic team? Is there any, him in a gym alone working or that type of stuff?
Yeah, I remember 2007 we lost. 2008 he came in and he didn't play in 7. I think he had an injury. But he came back to the team in 2008, the year that we won the gold. And I remember our first meeting. And all the guys, normally they sit in the back, and normally there's a row behind the coaches. No one wants to sit there.
You're talking about on the bus?
No, this is in our meeting, our team meeting, and Kobe, I look behind us, and Kobe is sitting right here. And no one else was sitting at that table, but, he was all eyes, all ears, on board with, bringing back gold to the U.S., for the U.S., and I remember, having a conversation with him about, how we need to be together. Our first practice, he was shooting the basket by himself. And I recall him saying he didn't really know the guys. Sitting there looking at it like, this is LeBron and Wade and all these guys you play against. But he was so competitive that he really didn't allow himself to get close to individuals, especially opponents. And that's what he meant, that he knew them and he had friendships with them, but he didn't know them in the sense that them playing on the same team with those guys and competing for the same goal and championship, and just a super. I'll always remember that conversation. Like, wow, he did whatever he needed to do to keep himself competitive, and it was all about being the best that he could. He a guy like that who people consider as an assassin on the basketball floor. I imagine it would be difficult to do that to an opponent if I like you. So he didn't allow him. I don't think he allowed himself to get close with opponents. Because he knew that he was going to be competing against them, and he wanted to win.